This is a quick video to show a lace bind off, sometimes called a stretchy bind off, which is something that I recommend in some of my knitting patterns, especially for things like lace shawls at the bottom edge. You start out by knitting 2 stitches, just normally, nothing fancy. When you have 2 stitches on your right hand needle, you're going to transfer those over to your left hand needle and do it like this so your needle tips are touching or facing each other. You might think of this as purl-wise, although it's a little different in terms of which hand. Then I'm going to knit 2 together, which are those 2 that I just transferred over, and knit 1 more. And now we repeat. These 2 stitches get transferred over to my left hand needle. Then I'm going to knit them together and knit 1 more just normally. And repeat. Transfer your stitches, knit 2 together, and knit 1 more. Now this is called a lace bind off because it works nicely in lace because it's very stretchy and sort of expands nicely widthwise in blocking. So it can be a great choice if you're doing a top-down shawl and really need to make sure that that edge has a chance to relax as much as it needs to. Also good for anything where you need extra stretch, like binding off a toe-up pair of socks or binding off the neckline on a sweater, where you really want to make sure it's going to stretch and then snap back into position. And as we get to the end, I'm going to knit 2 together, knit my last one, return these 2 stitches to my left needle, which is currently empty, and then knit 2 together, and that's going to be the finish. And I'm ready then to cut my yarn and put the end through my final loop to tie it off. So you can wrap it on the needle like this, or you can just make the loop a little bigger and feel more like you're threading it through. Whatever you're comfortable with is fine. And in general, just be gentle as you do this. A lot of people yank and they end up with a funny little bump. So to kind of hold on to it. When you feel resistance, you're done. You don't need to pull tight. So this is very nice and stretchy. So that was the back side. So if anything, it's stretchier than most cast-ons. So you can see I've got a little curve. So were this something like a half circle shawl, that would help reinforce the shape that I'm trying to make. It is also decorative. You can see these little vertical lines here. So, use it if you want that look, and if not, you might try a different bind off that's stretchy, like the sewn bind off, also called the backstitch bind off, and I have a separate video for that.